Some of the roads that the government has been working on but the works are currently suspended or stalled include Mityana Mubende, Busegampiji Expressway and Kampala Jinja Express, among others. Last week, the government asked Parliament to approve €216 million loan for the Busegampiji Expressway. Recently, the government also borrowed money for the Mityana Mubende Road, but the works are now stalled. MP and Shadow Finance Minister Ibrahim UGANDA said the stagnation of works on these roads is a sign that the government is financially constrained, especially for those funds that are borrowed for various projects.
Payment was 48% of the total budget, and sometimes we don't even have money to pay for development. That's why you look at all the contractors for roads. If you go there, they have packed their equipment.
Julius Mukunda, the Executive Director of Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group, says the problem is that government borrows while the projects they intend to work on are not implemented immediately, which leads to the money staying redundant.
Built in air, it must be on land. And if that land belongs to somebody, you must purchase that land before even the project starts. But in this country, the level of readiness is extremely very low, to the extent that for you want a loan approved and paid before you get the right of way. And that's the problem we are having, for example, on our Chira Road, Chira Kasangat Road. The contractor is stuck simply because he has no right of way.
I actually feel maybe we are biting more than we can chew, kind of, yeah. But it's inevitable. It's growing, but we really need it. We need the infrastructure. We need the medicine in hospitals.
Data from the Ministry of Finance and Auditor General's report showed that the amount of money borrowed by the government has gone to over 106 trillion shillings and is expected to increase this financial year. This is because more borrowing is going to be done to fulfill the budget pledges. Do they do the right things while borrowing this money?
We have not been able to absorb all the amount of debt we have acquired. And that's a problem. And that's what I think Uganda didn't understand. So far, on our books, we have a close to 12 trillion Ugandan shillings of debt we acquired, but we have not utilized it. To put it simply, we acquired a debt, we agreed that it will be given to us, but we have not utilized it because we are not yet ready on the ground.
The money you collect now, all of it cannot pay the debt. You need to borrow money again. So the cycle continues because at every corner you need to borrow money, even to do simple things like paying salaries. Because when this debt falls due, the international debt, they will go and encroach on our reserves without your permission. They will get their money, like it or not.
Now the question that lingers among people who follow the public debt is how the monies will be paid back.
Our revenue to interest rate must be 12.5%. That means that the amount of money we collected from URA, we should only remove 12.5%. There we shall be good to say we can survive by paying this debt. As of today, we are at 22%. And if we combine interest rate and amortization, amortization is the principal amount plus interest, we got 31%.
Currently, the government is indebted with 13 trillion shillings domestically, which is also expected to rise. Experts add that this would cripple the private sector.
Someone needs to understand the implication of the debt. Last financial year, we paid the interest of 11 trillion. This financial year, I think it might be 9 trillion in interest.
The third thing is, as government, let us get out of the domestic market. The domestic market has crowded out the private sector. And why is this connected to debt? Because partly the private sector facilitates government.
They advise the government to take action to remedy the debt.
So instead of running to get commercial loans that are, the interest rate is high, you are paying at 17%, to treasury bills, 17%, and this thing you're going to pay it within 5 years. A road you're going to construct and it's going to take 20 years to finish. Where are the returns?
In its March 2022 report, the IMF notes that although Uganda's debt is still moderately manageable, it has started entering danger zones, especially if the oil revenues do not start flowing as anticipated in 2025. These concerns provide the need for the country to re-examine its debt position to ensure that it is sustainable. This is captured in the Auditor General's report for the financial year ended 2024. Jumakiri ya NTV.